It's okay, baby. We're safe. We're safe. Hey, we need help.
Stop!
Please. It's my daughter. I think her leg is broken.
Stop right there!
The Last of Us became a generation-defining title when it launched last year on PlayStation 3, and many would go even further to say that it instantly went down as one of the best games of all time. Statements like that are hard to argue against when it is now the most awarded game in history by critics. Before playing for the first time, I had never believed a game to be worthy of a perfect score, but as you might have imagined, The Last of Us shattered that belief. The Last of Us Remastered is the same exact game the original was a year ago. However, if you played the original on PlayStation 3, you will immediately be able to tell the graphical difference just by watching the opening cutscenes. Joel and Sarah look much sharper than they used to, and the camera moves around like it's floating on a feather. Even though Remastered looks and feels exponentially better than its source material, there are minor hiccups here and there. One problem I ran into was that I felt motion sick each time I had to sprint during the first few hours. If you decide to stick it out at the new 60 frames per second option instead of locking it back at 30, you will almost certainly grow accustomed to it over time. On the brighter side, 60 frames per second makes the gunplay so much better. The combat felt faster and tighter, something that Naughty Dog gunfights are usually not known for. Naughty Dog's decision to add a photo mode to The Last of Us Remastered was a very smart move. On top of this, they added the option to add filters to each photo you take, making it feel a lot like Instagram. With all of that said, the best part about Remastered may be that it includes the Left Behind DLC and 2 multiplayer map packs for less than the original price when the game was released last year without all of the extra content. Left Behind is a heart-wrenching flashback story about Ellie that players will now be able to play whenever they want, preferably after beating the main story if you haven't already beat the game. And the multiplayer maps were really fun to play on, especially since the game runs much smoother graphically. The Last of Us Remastered is by far the best game I have played on PlayStation 4 so far, and now I consider it to be the best game I have ever played. If you still only have a PlayStation 3, the original version will suit you just fine, as it holds up incredibly well. However, if you own a PlayStation 4, you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing the remastered version. The graphics are so noticeably better that you'll see the difference right away, and the additions of the photo mode and all of the DLC make this package seem criminally underpriced. Do yourself a favor and get this game. You'd be hard-pressed to find a prettier game that also has one of the best stories ever told in any format. For the full written review and all things The Last of Us, be sure and check out middleofnowheregaming.com.